What's going on, guys? So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down why business credit is literally going to be the ultimate hack that you guys need to be able to have in order to be able to leverage and get the lifestyle that you guys are looking for. So let's go ahead and get into this video right now. All right, so I'm out here with my whiteboard here, looking like a professor. So really what I wanted to show you guys today is how business credit literally changed my life and can also be able to help you guys do the same as far as being able to get that capital you really need in order to be able to be very successful in business. How I look at business credit and credit in general, it's literally like the eighth wonder of the world. There's no other country, there's no other place that literally has the American credit-based system that we actually have. That's why you'll see immigrants coming to America. They'll be working at a restaurant job, barely making minimum wage, and then 2-3 years later, they have investment properties, they have a whole business, their whole family's eating, and doing 5 to 10 years, they're in Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and it's all because of credit. We live in a credit-based society, and simply what that means is that you can't do nothing without credit. You can't get a car, you can't get a house, and most of the time, you're gonna be missing out on being able to even buy groceries, get you a nice credit card for rewards. So you're literally gonna be paying so much more if you don't necessarily have good credit. It's only better to have bad credit than to have no credit. And that's why I'm really gonna show you guys how to be able to actually utilize your credit. If you're literally born in the US or you have a social security card, you literally have access to money that you probably didn't even know about. And so in this video, I really wanted to break down how business credit, how you can actually be able to leverage your personal credit in order to be able to get business credit. Since I was 18, I was literally starting businesses and being able to scale them, right? But really what got me into business credit was realizing that I had to actually go ahead and wait to get a sale before I started getting inventory, before I started even getting a website, before I got a lot of the necessities that I really needed to be able to run business. So a lot of times, even myself included, I thought that being an entrepreneur, I have to go into business to make money. You see all of these really rich entrepreneurs, you see Jeff Bezos, you see Elon Musk, you see them on social media and you're automatically thinking, all right, so they actually have a business, right? So if I want to be able to get rich, you do have to actually have a business in order to be able to make money. But the way you go about it is completely different. We don't go into business to go ahead and make money. We literally go ahead and get money to do business. And when I realized being able to start with business credit rather than personal credit is so much better because you have a lot of different ways that you can be able to scale your business, and business credit is ultimately the best way. So when I started off, right, it was really frustrating because I was actually using my personal credit cards. So every time I wanted to be able to go to make a purchase for my business, and I had to go ahead and use my personal credit cards. And at one point, I had to literally max out all my personal credit cards. Personal credit was never made in order to be able to run a business. It was simply used for consumerism, spending, shopping, and emergencies. It was never used in order to be able to scale your business. So the reason you don't want to go ahead and run your business on your personal credit, if you go ahead and max out your credit cards, what happens? You end up getting very, very high utilization, right? And what's going to happen then? Your credit score is going to automatically tank and you won't be able to go ahead and get approved for a car. You won't be able to refinance your house. Heck, if you need to go ahead and get a vendor account or just anything for your business, you won't be able to go and get approved. And a lot of times, especially if you guys are maxing out your personal credit cards, what the lenders will honestly do is they'll go ahead and slash your limit sometimes. Let's say, for example, you guys had $30,000 of credit cards, right? When the lender sees that, okay, Abu's used all of his credit cards and they're all maxed out. He has 3 other different credit cards. I don't think he's going to pay any one of them back. Let's go ahead and just slash his limits right now so he doesn't go ahead and get into more debt. And so that's how lenders think of it, right? But more importantly, as far as personal credit, you're going to have those high interest rates. And the problem with this, right, is that it takes up too much mental real estate from you from being able to run your business. Instead of thinking about how I can be able to service my customers, you're thinking about how I'm going to pay this next credit card. So that's why you don't want to run it on your personal credit. With business credit, right? So that's the beauty of having business credit, is that you can be able to go ahead and actually use your business credit in order to be able to scale your business without it reporting on your personal side. You can have a business credit card with a limit of $50,000 and you can literally be at 50% utilization. And as long as you're making those monthly on-time payments, it's not going to get reported onto your personal side. So you can be able to go ahead and just keep spending, keep paying it off without it ruining your personal credit score. So that's the beauty of having business credit, is because business credit has its own separate entity. It has an EIN number, which is literally its own separate person. So having a whole business entity will literally separate you from your personal. Now, you heard all the benefits for it as far as business. So we talked about business credit. So you might be asking yourself like, Abu, Wait, so what is business credit, right? What business credit really is your business's ability to go ahead and actually borrow money. So you can be able to actually go ahead and borrow money utilizing your business name and also your EIN number, so you guys can be able to go ahead and get you some money. So you guys can be able to go ahead and start relationships with vendors. You can be able to go ahead and get credit cards. You can also be able to get loans and lines of credit under your business name. So that's really the benefits of having business credit. And business credit is only scored on what you pay back. So it's not going to be worried about your utilization. It's not going to be worried about your hard inquiries. It's definitely not going to be worried about your credit mix whatsoever. What really matters with business credit is how early you actually pay off your bills on time. So with personal credit, there's about 5 different factors with personal credit, right? So you have your utilization, right? So utilization is going to be 30% of your score, right? With payment history, right? That's going to be 35% of your score. Then you have new accounts or hard inquiries. That's going to be 15% of your score, right? So new accounts or hard inquiries is literally going to be 10% of your score. So this is all for personal, right? And then of course you have age, which is 15%, right? And then you also have credit mix. So this is all that's going to happen with your personal credit right here. That's all that's going to happen, right? Is your personal credit. These are all the different factors with your personal credit. Business credit, all business credit really cares about is simply history. All right, guys. So I basically pretty much oversold you guys on how business credit is a lot better than personal credit, especially if you guys are looking to start and scale your business. Now, really the steps that you guys should take is to make sure that you guys have a good personal credit. Now, when I say good personal credit, it literally just means to have a 680 or higher credit score. And I need you guys to have at least 5 positive accounts. So once you guys have those, then we can go ahead and move on to business credit. And really what you want to do as far as business credit, this is how you guys set it up right here. So we're actually going to go ahead and follow our company, right? I actually really like corporations just because LLCs are great, but corporations, they end up giving you more money. And also too, like later down the line, corporations are better for funding. So if you guys are planning on being able to have this business for long, it can be able to help you guys get more money in the long run. So really what I would do is first get a corporation, right? Now, the first thing you want to do, as you can see, you want to be able to set it up just like Walmart. Like when you guys walk into a bank, you go into the bank, right? And you give them your personal address, you give them your personal phone number, and you have a business. Do you think they're going to take you seriously? And you actually have a business. They're most likely not going to take you seriously at all because it doesn't even seem like you're trying, right? You want to be able to make sure it's set up properly, just like Walmart, because it actually gives lenders confidence that you know exactly what you're doing. If you're separating your business and also your personal, it's going to help out a lot as far as being able to get funded. So with this being said, right, what you really have right here is that you need a business 1-800 number. That's going to be crucial. You're going to need a business 1-800 number. Like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you guys could have a local number, but for the most part, you want to be able to go ahead and have an 800 number because it really makes your business look solidified. And really, you want to ask yourself, does Amazon have a local number or does Apple even have a local number? So if they don't have it, it's a good rule of thumb that you guys shouldn't either. And you definitely want to have a different business address, right? And so I know a lot of times right now, especially lenders are getting really, really strict on these shared offices or virtual address offices, right? What I highly recommend, practically everybody and their mother uses Regis. So I wouldn't necessarily go with Regis. What I would do is actually go ahead and go to Opus or even iPostal. So whenever you guys are actually in this business address, you want to make sure you're not getting a PO box. So no PO boxes whatsoever, right? And then you also really want to make sure it's not a FedEx location or a UPS location. You can simply find this out by Googling the actual address. So once you guys go ahead and Google the address, it should pop up if it's a UPS store or if it's a UPS store. And so you definitely don't want to do that because these lenders really don't like that. And after you go ahead and get this right, I need you guys to go ahead and get an EIN number. So EIN number is going to be free from the IRS website. Definitely make sure you're not paying anybody to go ahead and get you an EIN number. It's literally for free on the IRS website. The fourth thing that you want to do, right, is that you want to go ahead and get a Dun & Bradstreet number. So getting a Dun & Bradstreet number is going to be crucial because it basically solidifies your business in the business credit world. So it actually starts your business credit profile, and so that's going to be really important whenever you guys are applying to accounts. So we got a lot of self-proclaimed wolves out here on the internet, right? And so a lot of times they'll go ahead and tell you guys to go ahead and get you a net 30 account, get you a net 60 account, or even a net 90 account. So as you guys can see on the board, right, what I actually wrote down is a slow way and the fast way, right? And what I mean by this is that there's a slow way to go ahead and build up your business credit. And there's a fast way to do it, right? And so the slow way is literally going ahead and getting net 30 accounts, net 60 accounts from Uline, Granger. And what you're doing basically, so basically what you're doing, right, is going ahead and ordering 1,000 envelopes and basically waiting for them to go ahead and report it onto your business credit profile. The problem with this, right, is that one, even if they go ahead and actually report, which just be wary, a lot of vendors in business credit, they don't report. So if you guys are going ahead and making sure that you're getting an account, I would honestly go ahead and call them first to make sure that they report. But most importantly, right, is that these net 30 accounts, these are vendor accounts. So vendor accounts are only going to be reported on your Dun & Bradstreet. Dun & Bradstreet is great for vendor accounts or corporate accounts. It's not going to help you guys get $50,000 or $100,000 of business credit cards, because when the banks actually check your business credit profile, those are the main credit bureaus that they're looking at on the business side. They're not looking at Dun & Bradstreet whatsoever. Getting 1,000 envelopes every single month is not going to get you guys that $50,000 or $100,000 you guys are wanting from the banks. So that's why I say this is the slow way in order to be able to build up business credit. Now, the fast way, and the one that I recommend, right, is going to be with business credit cards. So with business credit cards, these are going to be a lot better because you're actually going to get it from a bank, right? And so let's say, for example, you get a $60,000 credit card with Chase. So Chase is automatically going to report to Experian Business and also Equifax Business. And as long as you guys go ahead and make sure to make your on-time payments, you're going to have a pretty solid credit score. And that's where banks actually check out your business credit profile. With getting a business credit card, opposed to going ahead with the net 30 accounts, unless you're office store or you're in manufacturing or wholesale, then this really does not make any sense, right? What I'd recommend is to have business credit cards, because that's what we want. And we want to be able to get funded from the banks, such as lines of credit, loans, and also credit cards. So that's exactly what we want. Before we go ahead and apply, right, of course, we properly set up our corporation. We have all the structures in place. What I want you guys to do, though, is to go ahead and get 3 to 5 different accounts. So what you really need to do, right, is going ahead and after you go ahead and get your Dun & Bradstreet number, this is going to build up your paycheck score. So before applying for a business credit card, so what I actually do is go ahead and get these 3 different accounts before you start applying. So that way you guys can be able to get higher business credit cards off the bat, because that way you'll be able to have the score and you'll be able to get higher business credit cards off the bat. So 3 of the accounts that we're going to be talking about, right, is one is going to be NAV. So you definitely want NAV Boost, right? Crucial, right? And then you also want to have Credit Strong, which they actually have. So with NAV Boost, they have a monthly service where they actually go ahead and report to the business credit profiles. So they actually have a monthly service where they actually report every single month on-time payments to your business credit profile. So that's going to be crucial. So Credit Strong, they literally have credit builder accounts that go from $5,000 all the way up to $50,000. So you'll basically just pay a simple monthly payment every single month. They actually report that trade line onto your business credit bureaus. And the last trade line that I want you guys to add is going to be eCredible. So with eCredible, it's literally going to go ahead and have a monthly subscription service where you guys can go ahead and get it reported to the business credit bureaus. So this is going to be crucial because even if you guys have, let's say, rental accounts, such as, or you guys have like a payroll software, you guys can actually use eCredible in order to be able to help them report to your business credit bureaus. So these 3 trade lines are literally going to be able to help you guys go ahead and get your business credit started. So whenever you guys go in and apply for credit cards, you'll get a lot higher limits off the bat. So after we went ahead and got those 3 trade lines reported, so then we're going to go ahead and go to the banks, right? And so whenever you go to the banks, you want to go ahead and make sure you get a relationship manager. That way you guys are not just applying like the masses. So really what you want to be able to do is actually get a relationship manager so they can help you guys get the highest limits possible. So especially if you guys go to Chase, for example, like if you go to Chase and you get a relationship manager, instead of being able to get $5,000 for your credit card and just applying online, because every time you guys apply online, they're giving you guys the bare minimum. Trust me, if you guys are getting an automatic approval online, you could have literally got 2 to 3 times that if you guys went ahead and apply directly with the relationship manager. So that's really going to be crucial because you want to go ahead and start establishing relationships. So with these 3 banks, right, especially with Chase, you definitely want to have a relationship with them. Always make sure your relationship is great with them because they're going to go ahead and give you guys a lot of money. And then with Amex, of course, Amex is a little bit harder because they don't have a lot of physical locations. But the trick with Amex, right, is that you guys can go ahead and get 6 credit cards with only 1 hard inquiry. So what you guys want to do is get approved for that 1 credit card. After you go ahead and get approved, run up those applications with 5 more so you can be able to go ahead and get the most amount of funding. So once you go to Chase, right, after you go ahead and get that relationship, we should be at 60K easily. You know what I'm saying? Amex, you should get another 50K at least with Amex. And then you go to Navy Federal. Navy Federal, definitely, of course, relationship based. You want to make sure that you guys actually have a good relationship with Navy Federal on the personal side. So then when you guys get on the business side, they'll give you guys a lot better approvals. So with Navy Federal, you'll get around 20K. So you'll either get 20K or 25K, but let's say 20K. So this is exactly what you want to do, right? Is you have all these different accounts. So theoretically, you got what, 110 here, and then you also got another 20 here. So it's about 130. Right? And so that's going to be 130K that you guys just got funded with your business. So that's how you guys can go ahead and actually start and scale your business, because now you actually have the funds in order to be able to do so, rather than just scratching, getting desperate, trying to figure out where your next client's going to come from. And which is great at the end of the day. It helps you be able to learn that tough skin, but there's a lot better ways to do it. And trust me, I've done both. I'd much rather go ahead and get funded, so then I know exactly where to put that money to, and I'm not stressed as well. Now with business credit, it does work on tiers. If you haven't watched that video, I made a whole business credit series. Go ahead and check out that series right now. And so I really wanted to go ahead and just dive into so really with this video, I really wanted to mention how personal credit is not going to be able to help you guys go ahead and leverage your business to the point that you guys need to. Business credit is literally going to be able to help you guys scale your business a lot faster and a lot sooner. And so the great part about business credit, right, it's endless. You can literally be able to have $100,000, $200,000 on your business credit side, and then every 6 to 8 months, go ahead and apply for more business credit, and it won't even show up on your personal at all. That's really the benefits of having business credit. So make sure you guys properly set it up. And if you guys want to know more about how to actually structure your business credit profile, the different tier systems that you'll need to be able to know about as far as scaling your business credit, go ahead and click on that business credit series below. If you found this video as another banger, go ahead and make sure to subscribe. Your boy's trying to get to 10K subscribers as soon as possible. And like always, I'll see you at the top, my boy. Let's get it.